am Chin Ran. To the outside world, I am defined by nothing but shallow labels. In the eyes of everyone in Yunqing, I am merely an ordinary high school girl who grew up in the countryside, undisciplined, unrestrained, quiet and aloof, unfit for social gatherings, and tainted with unruly temper. I am seen as an outcast, an unwanted burden never cherished by my family. There has never been warmth in my original family. To my mother Ning Qing, I am the greatest blemish in her life, a disgrace to the family reputation. She favors my well-behaved and outstanding step-siblings while treating me only with harshness, coldness, and disdain. Since childhood, I have heard nothing but endless demands to abide by the rules, to stop dragging others down, and to live up to the family's superficial dignity. I have always been the misfit in both the Lin and Qin families. They cling rigidly to etiquette, hierarchy, fame, and prestige, while I live wild and free, dismissing worldly shackles and sophisticated social norms. They regard me as crude, rebellious, and ignorant, yet none of them ever bother to look deeper, to see the struggles and past hidden beneath my indifferent exterior. Growing up isolated in the countryside with no one to guide or protect me, I learned early the coldness of human nature. With no one to shield me from hardships, I learned to armor myself. With no one to grant me tenderness, I endured every storm alone. I grew accustomed to solitude, to hiding my edge, and to letting the world misunderstand me. I never explain, never defend. The judgment, slander, and contempt of others have never mattered to me. During my senior year of high school, I disappeared for an entire year, vanishing from everyone's sight. People assumed I was rebellious and self-destructive, but I know the truth. That year was not wasted. It was a period of dormancy, a journey toward my own boundless world. The world sees only an ordinary, unremarkable high school student with average grades. They have no idea how many legendary identities lie hidden beneath my plain appearance. Each of my secret titles alone is enough to shake entire industries and top circles. They do not know I am the retired legendary OST player who dominated the esports arena, an unrivaled gaming grandmaster, a brilliant medical researcher, a revered top hacker, and a peak genius in painting, music, scientific research, and countless other fields. I conceal all my glory and choose ordinariness and silence, not out of incompetence, but disdain for vanity. I have witnessed the world's most prosperous and elite realms, achieved fame and success beyond ordinary people's wildest dreams, yet I have never been greedy for empty reputation. I have always lived by my own will, avoiding hustle and spotlight, content with guarding my own peaceful world freely and unrestrainedly. For the longest time, I relied solely on myself for everything. I once believed my life would always be a solitary journey, with no attachments, no warmth, no one to rely on. Cold and distant, I kept everyone at arm's length, never believing in exclusive affection or salvation, convinced I would spend my whole life wandering alone through the world, until I met Cheng Jun. He is the supreme existence in the capital, the unparalleled Master Jun, noble, lazy, decisive, and controlling. The world regards Cheng Jun as cold and unfeeling, possessing immense power, yet never yielding or making exceptions for anyone. But only I know that this awe-inspiring man reserves all his tenderness, preference, and special treatment solely for me. When we first met, I remained unruly and distant, keeping my usual guard against everyone. Having seen endless hypocrisy and opportunism, I never expected someone to see through all my disguises, to uncover the fragility and loneliness beneath my cold exterior. Everyone only sees my casual, unbridled surface. Only Cheng Jun perceives the exhaustion and forbearance deep in my bones. Others fear my hidden sharpness and keep their distance, but he dares to approach every edge of mine, accepting all my imperfections, tolerating all my wildness and unruliness. He never forces me to compromise, never demands me to fit in, never asks me to become the person the world expects. He respects every choice I make, indulges every temper of mine, and safeguards every ounce of my sharpness. With him, I can lay down all my armor. I need not pretend to be sensible or gentle, nor hide my edges and past. I can be willful, lazy, unrestrained, and purely myself. Once, I always endured all hardships alone and never asked for help. I bore all wounds silently with no one to know or care. But Chung-jun broke my years-long solitary fate. He sees through all my bravado and catches all my vulnerability. He clears every obstacle silently when I take risks alone. He stands unconditionally by my side whenever the world misunderstands and slanders me. He never pries into my past or invades my secrets, yet every word and action of his guards my peace and fills my world with tenderness. Everyone thought I was ordinary and powerless, underestimating, criticizing, and testing me repeatedly. The Lin family, the Chin family, and countless capital elites all believed I was unworthy of the brilliant Chung-jun, that I was merely an ordinary girl climbing high. They challenged my bottom line again and again, belittled my abilities, and attempted to crush my pride. They never knew that my confidence never comes from my family background, but from myself. All my dormancy and lowliness is not weakness, but indifference to trivial disputes. I hide my edge not for others to bully me, but because I choose not to care. Every time one of my identities accidentally reveals itself, the world is left utterly shocked and stunned. They finally realize that this seemingly insignificant girl has long stood at heights no one else can reach in a lifetime. I need not attach myself to anyone or borrow anyone's light, for I am the light myself. Throughout my life, I have witnessed hypocrisy and coldness, endured endless loneliness, survived desolate days, and weathered countless dangerous storms. Let down by my birth family, defined by worldly prejudice, belittled and slandered by others, yet I never bowed, never compromised, never gave up on myself. Cold and proud by nature, I distinguish clearly between love and hate. I never stir up trouble, yet I never fear it. I treat others sincerely if they treat me well, and yield no ground to those who insult and wrong me. Though I appear lazy and casual, I possess extreme clarity and stubbornness in my bones. I never curry favor with power or cater to the secular world, living freely and magnanimously all my life. I once thought I would end my life alone, with no love, no ties, no home, no hope. It is Chung-jun who teaches me what exclusive preference means, what belonging feels like, what peace of mind truly is. He walks through all my desolation, catches all my solitary courage, and heals all the scars of my past. He lets me understand that I need not always be strong and tough, that I can also be cherished, protected, and indulged unconditionally. The world thinks me fortunate to win the heart of Master Jun. But only I know this mutual love is never one-sided salvation. I have seen his decisive, cold, and ruthless side, and also witnessed his exhausted and pressured moments in solitude. I understand his loneliness, know his hardships, guard his tenderness, and cherish his sincerity. I shed my silence and reveal all my sharpness, not to prove myself to the world, but to stand equally beside him, side by side, through every passing year. He guards my ordinary peace, and I grant him endless glory. He restrains his hostility for me, and I soften my edges for him. We are each other's weakness and armor, each other's home and lifelong companion. From now on, I am no longer the solitary Chinran wandering through the world alone. I remain proud and magnanimous, free and sharp as ever, but my unbridled spirit now has someone to cherish, protect, and treasure. All the worldly vanity, fame, and glory mean nothing to me. I ask for nothing more than peaceful years, eternal companionship, standing side by side with Chung-jun, walking free from worldly chaos, guarding a lasting tenderness for all the rest of my life. I have walked through countless bustling crowds and silent, lonely nights, wielding my abilities calmly against all turmoil and challenges. I have overturned prejudices, silenced doubts, and shattered all the labels the world hastily pinned on me. From an overlooked rural girl to a powerhouse standing atop multiple fields, every step I took was forged by my own persistence and toughness, never by luck or favor. I have long grown accustomed to shouldering everything on my own, to solving all predicaments in silence, and to carrying all my achievements and scars without seeking recognition. For years, I regarded solitude as my safest harbor, believing that independence meant invincibility, and that softness would only become a fatal weakness in this complicated world. But Chung-jun taught me another way to live. He never asks me to lower my pride or temper my sharpness to fit in. He loves my unyielding bones, my casual wantonness, and the hidden tenderness that I rarely show to others. He knows how much hardship I have endured in my silent years, how many grievances I have swallowed alone, and how stubbornly I have held on to my original heart amid endless worldly noise. When all the truth unfolds, when every hidden identity is laid bare before the public, countless people are shocked by my true strength. They marvel at how a seemingly ordinary girl can possess such astonishing talents and achievements, how I have hidden my brilliance for so long without arrogance or flaunt. Yet, Chung-jun never looks at me with surprise or admiration alone. He sees beyond my countless glamorous titles, gazing only at the ordinary girl who once wandered alone, bruised and longing for warmth. He stands firmly behind me through every storm of public opinion, every conspiracy and trial. When the entire world questions my worth, when countless forces attempt to suppress and shake me, he is my strongest backing, unshakable and unbreakable. He lets me know that I no longer need to fight all battles alone, no longer need to disguise my vulnerability with indifference. I used to think that glory and fame are the ultimate proof of self-worth, but after experiencing all the ups and downs, I finally understand that the most precious thing in the world is never the admiration of strangers, nor the supremacy of power, but a sincere heart that never leaves, a companion who shares both prosperity and adversity. My life was once covered with desolation and coldness, with no warmth to rely on and no destination to head for. It was Chung-jun who planted warmth in my barren years, who gave my wandering soul a stable home. He tolerates every side of me, the proud, the lazy, the powerful, and the fragile. He loves me not for my countless impressive identities, but for who I truly am, simply Chin-ran. In the days to come, I will still retain my unruly nature and my sharp edges. I will still walk upright and magnanimous in this world, never yielding to secular prejudice, never compromising for trivial fame and fortune. But there will be a person who will always stand side by side with me, accompanying me through every season, every sunrise and sunset. We will guard each other's world, respect each other's persistence, and heal each other's scars. I will walk freely in my own realm, chasing my own pursuits and brilliance, while he stays by my side, accompanying me through all trivial and grand days of life. No matter how the world changes, no matter how many storms lie ahead, we will never be separated. I have spent half my life in solitude and silence, and I will spend the rest of my life in tenderness and companionship. All my hidden glory, all my stubborn persistence, all my unspoken tenderness will from now on belong only to him. I once believed that strength meant complete independence, that relying on anyone would become my weakest point. I built high walls around my heart, refusing to open up, refusing to trust, afraid of being hurt, afraid of being abandoned again. The wounds left by my family and the coldness of the world taught me to be vigilant and aloof, to treat every relationship with calm reserve, and to never place my heart in someone else's hands. Yet Chung-jun slowly dismantled every wall I had built. He never rushed me to open up, never pressured me to pour out my past. He simply stayed, steadily and quietly, through every ordinary day and every dangerous crisis. He proves with time and actions that love is not impulsive passion, but long-term companionship, unwavering tolerance, and endless devotion. I have faced countless opponents in different fields, defeated countless powerful rivals, and stood at the top of countless stages. Countless people admire my talent, fear my strength, and covet my status and achievements, but none of them truly know me. They worship my aura and my identities, rather than the real me who is tired, soft, and occasionally helpless behind all the glory. Only Chungjun sees all my imperfections and still chooses to love me deeply. He knows my stubbornness, my laziness, my casual indifference, and my hidden fragility. He has witnessed my most embarrassing moments, my toughest battles, and my quietest late nights of exhaustion. Yet his affection never fades. Instead, it grows deeper and more solid with every passing day. In this complicated world filled with scheming, hypocrisy, and utilitarian relationships, our love is pure and unworldly. It has nothing to do with status, fame, power, or identity. I am not a legendary genius, not a top-ranked hacker, not a gaming god or a medical pioneer in his eyes. I am just Chin Ran, the girl he wants to protect for a lifetime, the only one who can stir his heart and soften his cold soul. I used to wander aimlessly through the world with no one to care about and no place to call home. I chased strength and glory just to defend myself, to live proudly without begging for anyone's approval. But now, I have a warm harbor and a lifelong companion. My persistence is no longer just for self-protection. It is also for guarding the person who loves me unconditionally. I will continue to walk my own path fearlessly, breaking all limits and surpassing all former selves. I will still hold my principles, stay true to my heart, and never compromise with the worldly rules I disdain. I will continue to shine brightly in my own fields, writing my own legends without restraint. But I will no longer carry everything alone. When I am tired, I can lean on him. When I encounter difficulties, I know someone will always stand behind me. When the world is noisy and chaotic, he is my peace. When the road ahead is rugged and dark, he is my eternal light. Time flows silently, and years pass gently. All the past bitterness and loneliness have finally turned into sweet warmth in my life. All the misunderstandings and prejudices from the outside world are no longer important. What matters is the person who stays with me through wind and rain, who shares my glory and comforts my sorrows. I am Chin Ran, arrogant and free-spirited, walking boldly through the mortal world with endless brilliance. And I am also the only treasure in Chungjun's life. I have gone through all the coldness of the world and finally gained the most precious tenderness. For the rest of my life, I will walk hand in hand with him through every ordinary day and every grand moment, staying true to each other forever.